Doctors have believed one iron rule about fake medicine for over a century. It only works if the patient doesn't know it's fake. Break the illusion and, supposedly, the medicine breaks with it. Tell a patient truthfully, this pill has nothing in it, and any benefit should vanish instantly. That assumption sat quietly underneath a huge amount of medical research, treated less like a theory and more like an obvious fact of biology. It shaped how every placebo-controlled trial on Earth was designed, always hiding the truth from one group so the magic wouldn't be ruined. But nobody had actually tested what happens if you tell people the truth on purpose, calmly, and still ask them to take the pill daily. In 2026, a team in Milan finally ran that exact experiment. What they found broke the rule they were only to confirm. Researchers at Università Cattolica recruited 90 healthy older adults, an age group where memory, stress, and physical decline are already a daily concern. They split the 90 volunteers into 3 separate groups, each about to receive a very different version of the same small, identical pill. The first group received nothing at all, just regular check-ins, acting as the plain baseline everyone else would be measured against. The second group got a placebo pill and were told directly that it was an active treatment proven to improve their functioning. The third group got the exact same inert pill, but were told the plain truth. No active ingredient, nothing hidden at all. That third group was also told something else, though. That the pill could still trigger a real, beneficial mind-body response anyway. For 3 full weeks, all 3 groups lived their normal lives. One daily ritual added quietly into their routine. Nothing else changed. Before starting, and again after, every volunteer sat through the same battery of tests. Nothing about the measurement changed between groups. Researchers measured perceived stress, overwhelm, sleepiness, fatigue, optimism, and even each person's private beliefs about what getting older actually meant. Then came the objective side: short-term memory tests, selective attention tasks, physical performance measured with numbers, not just a mood questionnaire. 3 weeks later, the numbers came back in, and one detail immediately stood out from everything else in the entire study. It wasn't the group that believed they'd taken real medicine that improved the most. It was the group told the plain truth. The open-label group, the ones who knew with total certainty they'd swallowed nothing but an inert pill, reported the lowest stress of all 3 groups. Their short-term memory scores rose significantly compared to the people who'd received no intervention whatsoever for those same 3 weeks. Physical performance improved too, measurably, in people who had done nothing differently except take a pill they'd been told was empty. And the size of these gains wasn't trivial or symbolic. Researchers compared them directly to results from actual exercise and cognitive training studies. In several measures, the fake pill produced improvements sitting in the same range as real physical training programs designed to build strength. On memory specifically, the gains looked comparable to structured cognitive training regimens built entirely around action. The deceptive placebo group, the ones who believed they'd received a real drug, did show some improvement too, just as expected going in. Vanishing with tisticarate and blown-it group. But the honest group matched them. In several measures, the honest group even edged slightly ahead of the group that had been lied to. Knowing the pill was empty was supposed to cancel any benefit completely. Instead, in this study, honesty barely made a dent in it. The oldest rule in placebo science, the one nobody thought needed testing, had just failed its very first direct experiment. So if deception wasn't doing the work, something else in that daily ritual had to be quietly producing these very real effects. The leading explanation researchers point to isn't the object itself. It's the surrounding mental machinery the pill happened to switch on. expectation, attention, a small daily act of self-care. A quiet signal to your own brain that something is being done about your health. Stress hormones respond to exactly those signals, whether or not the tablet in your hand contains a single active molecule of anything. Motivation and confidence shift too, and those shifts alone can measurably change how someone performs on a memory test or a fitness task. Researchers were careful about one specific detail here. The open-label group wasn't just told the pill was fake and left there. They were also told, clearly, that inert pills can still trigger genuine mind-body responses. That reassurance may be doing real, quiet work. Take away that specific reassurance, and would the honest group's results collapse back down to nothing? Nobody has tested that version yet. This was a small study. 90 people, 3 weeks, one specific age group. Nobody is claiming this replaces real medicine or real exercise, but it does suggest something researchers have mostly avoided saying directly. Deception was never the necessary ingredient everyone assumed it to be. What that ingredient actually is remains genuinely unresolved, sitting somewhere between attention, expectation, ritual, and whatever the brain does with all three, which quietly reframes what a placebo has always actually been. Not a trick played on a patient's ignorance, as everyone assumed for decades. It looks more like proof that expectation itself is a lever, one your body responds to, whether or not you're told the truth. For 100 years, medicine treated that lever as a nuisance, something to control for and design carefully around in every single trial. This study suggests it might be closer to an actual tool, something aging bodies could use on purpose, out in the open. Nobody took a single active ingredient in that malinol. Measurable things changed inside 90 real, aging human bodies. Not because anyone was fooled, because a small daily ritual and the belief that something helpful was happening was apparently enough on its own. Your mind, it turns out, doesn't need to be tricked to act on your body's behalf. It just needs a reason to pay attention. That's a strange kind of power to have been sitting inside ordinary people the entire time, unnoticed, uncounted, and never once required deception. The pill was empty. The every measure the research could take was it. Brice only knows why yet. Nobody fully knows why yet. That's still being studied.